Hey guys, so welcome back to Chelsea Bread episode. Sadly, we do not have Jam with us here today. Rest in peace, me. But okay, so so today's episode. So actually, we did create another episode, Queen, but sadly due to copyright issues, and since you're using Chelsea highlight videos, YouTube prevented us from posting these videos, and therefore it's been quite some time since we posted. But we're not gonna make the same mistake today. We're not using any highlights. It's just us speaking today. So
Yeah,
so today's episode will be about Chelsea's FA Cup final loss against Arsenal. Um, we lost that game 2-1, and I think honestly that's one of the worst refereeing I have seen in my life. But Nico, why don't you first give your opinions?
I couldn't agree more. The first two things I will say though, Arsenal, I think the penalty decision with Azpilicueta, I think for me, I know some people didn't think it was a penalty. I think it was a penalty. So the two goals they scored, well done. Aubameyang's second goal was brilliant. Except the refereeing in the second half was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. The first thing, Kovacic's red card, both tackles, he shouldn't even be on a yellow with that. Absolutely nothing. And he gets sent off. He was one of our best players that day. The next thing, Martinez, he's handballed it at the halfway line. You see how far he came out of his box? How did the ref not call that? What is VAR for? I was wondering, I was looking at the game when Kovacic got sent off. I said, don't worry, VAR will rescind it. I
Yeah.
was waiting. I kept waiting. What is VAR for? I don't understand. And then the next thing, Pedro, he he's getting bloody UFC hit in the box. What are you talking about? Right outside the box. We'd have had a free kick in the last minute, and I know it's not much of a chance, but at least give us something after Pulisic goes off, Azpilicueta goes off. It is shocking. But I will say this: after Pulisic went, I didn't see us being able to create chances going forward. Everything in the first half went through him, and he's such an attacking force going forward. It's really good. But I was in the first half. I was happy with Mason Mount and what he was doing on the wing. I was happy with Pulisic. But in the second half, there was nothing there.
Yeah, yeah, I actually, in fact, I think it was Kovac's first yellow, where in fact, I think it was Zaka that fouled him, but he was the one who got booked
Yeah,
because Zaka stepped on his foot. I
yeah,
remember that as well, and I completely agree with you. But the thing is, as much as I want VAR to work, it just hasn't worked this season. I mean, not just this game, the whole season VAR has been completely abysmal, and I and
I
and
agree.
and the fact that the Premier League has chosen not to remove it next season, I don't know. I kind of think I think they need to change it in a way that in at least in Europe they make the referees go to the TV and watch it themselves.
Precisely.
I think we need.
Exactly. I think there should be a thing. I'm not sure how this will work in football, but at least give it a try. So in tennis, there's a thing called a challenge, where if you think that it wasn't the correct call, then you have a number of amount of challenges where you can say, ref, like, can you have another look at that? So I think I don't know about 2-1, 1 or 2, sorry, but should the manager have the ability to say, ref, like, could we run that back and see what that call was 1 or 2 times in a game?
I, I, I
Interesting to see how.
I mean, the purpose of VAR is to ensure that managers don't have to do that. They're meant to do that job for them and to identify
Yeah,
all wrong mistakes when it comes to red card penalties. And honestly, I can't figure out how the thing with Martinez got past him because he was so clearly the ball has to be
oh,
completely over the line and the ball was so clearly not completely over the line.
yeah.
So it's shocking how that's happening. So
But
yeah.
the other because VAR, there's a pressure on referees, and I feel like referees sometimes are saying, you know what, I don't need VAR. I think I know this call. I'm just going to go with it. And rather than just taking the humiliation of getting the call completely wrong, look at VAR. But now instead they've got this pressure, they don't look at it, and they end up making shocking calls. It's ridiculous, especially in that game. Cost us silverware that season potentially.
Yeah, not just that. For some reason, the whole season, the referees who are behind VAR, who are in that center somewhere else, they've been very wary of actually overturning decisions, and I can't seem to figure out why that's the case. Is it probably because of like like I don't know, maybe it's like a referee brotherhood or something. I don't know. You do not want to go and point out that your brother made a mistake. I don't know what it is, but they need to like stand up to this because this is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But now Willian's decided if you can't beat them, join them. So now he's gone to Arsenal. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm glad he's at the end of his contract and more old now. But I don't know. I think we should have kept Willian, to be honest.
We actually did miss Willian in the game. Willian would have been in the game with Arsenal. It would have been really helpful to have him, especially when Pulisic got taken off because of his injury. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the injury updates with Pulisic? Do you know when he'll be back?
Yeah. So Lampard said that it's very tight for him. He it's on the fence whether he'll be back for the start of the season because
Okay.
it's going to take him out for 5 to 6 weeks. So that's why
Yeah.
he has to be back just in time or like a week or two once the season restarts. So it's not too bad. We can still go on. Considering now the reinforcements we're getting in, Ziyech, Werner, possibly Havertz. I mean, as much as I love Pulisic, I mean we have the depth in case he's injured now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think we have done that.
Yeah, but the Arsenal game showed us exactly how important Pulisic has been, especially since the restart. Because, like you pointed out, once he was taken off, there was we lost all our threat because all our attacks. Because I think the biggest differentiating factor between him and Eden Hazard is that Hazard used to dribble a lot, but he was never direct in his way. He never used to just go straight for the box. He started doing that a lot more in his last season at Chelsea. Like for example, his goal against West Ham, where he just drove past him past a couple of players and then slotted it home. That's similar to what Pulisic did against Liverpool. When he came on, he drove and he created a beautiful assist for Tammy Abraham. Pulisic is a lot more direct than Hazard. I think that's the biggest difference. And that's why I think Pulisic will be involved in a lot more goals than Hazard
I agree.
the more he matures. I mean, currently he's still very young.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very promising player, and it always looks like the defenders are scared backtracking because they just know that. But the thing is, for Pulisic, I don't mind if he makes a mistake going forward because I know that because he's always so direct that when the 1 out of 3 goes through, it's a goal and it's a chance on goal. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, but we have talked a lot about our attack. Let's talk about defense because come on, conceding 2 goals. I mean, our defense has been our biggest problem this season. If I'm not wrong, in the top 10 of the top 10 teams, we've conceded the most goals this season.
No, I think by looking at Marcos Alonso's positioning in that game, I couldn't tell if he was left back or right wing. I couldn't tell. Where is he? Sometimes you're watching the TV and he's not even in the frame of the TV because he's so far forward doing his own bloody thing, and then he just doesn't track back. It's shocking. But there's just one, and when Azpilicueta came off, there's no voice. There's no one like Rudiger and Zoom. There's no talking, you know, and everything happens, and it's just shocking communication, and it always leads to an attacker in behind the defense. Like when Aubameyang scored, there was no one in right back. No one. I think Reece was also going a little bit too forward that game. I think I have heard of the rumors of Lewis Dunk for 40 million coming to Chelsea, and I think that'd be an appropriate signing. I think that'd be quite good. But I don't know. I just think there needs to be better defensive strategy in terms of like positioning on the fullbacks. There always seems to be space in behind the wide areas of the pitch.
Yeah, so I actually completely agree with that. And I think one of the reasons Reece James hasn't played as much as we expected him to at the start of the season is because of his sense of positioning. Because he's a very forward thinking a fullback, right? And I think that's the reason a player like Azpilicueta can be a very good mentor for him to teach him that this is because Azpilicueta is not the fastest player. We all know that, but he just like JT knows exactly how to position himself. Now I'm very well aware in the game against Arsenal he got caught out by Aubameyang, where he had to force the foul. But I mean, a lot of the times he's very well positioned. So I think that's why I think Azpilicueta will be a very good mentor for a player like Reece James.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, but tell me one thing. Of all our defenders right now, okay, in that game, who do you think actually played well? In that game? Because to me,
In that game,
comes to mind. our defense has been completely abysmal.
Yeah, I can't. I was gonna potentially say Caballero, but I don't think he had much to do anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but I can't imagine who would be filling the sticks next season. I don't know what the transfer rumors have been in goals, but I do not want to see Aritza Balaga in the goal next season.
Okay, so guys, if you want to hear more about that transfer rumors and our whole season review, do remember to check out our next episode. But before we end, just one thing. Alright, we have talked about our attack and our defense. We have to talk about our midfield. Now, in the game against Arsenal, do you think Frank made a personnel mistake?
Potentially, but I don't think our midfield was doing too badly until Kovacic came off. Because if we recall the first half, I think we were dominating, going forward and possession. So when Mateo was sent off, we kind of struggled there. But I just don't know if Jorginho is good enough. I don't know. There's something about him. He can pass, but he just lacks this certain bit of flair or anything going forward. And I'm just not sure if I like him. I think for me personally, if I'm Frank, I'm putting in Ross.
Yes, so I think that the thing with Jorginho is there are two things with him. One is he's a good passer, but he doesn't take risks. He's always looking to pass it sideways, never pass it up the field. That's the reason Gilmore does well. Gilmore's always looking to break the lines, right? And the
Yeah.
second thing with Jorginho, he's very slow. He's not agile at all. So that's why when someone's attacking, he can't. I mean, he's so slow. I mean, he can't stop it. So and that's
Yeah.
and against Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Especially with the pace they have. So yeah.
All right.
All right.
But perfect. Yeah. Oh, you go. Sorry, I apologize. You go.
Sorry, no, finish up. I was just about to wrap up this episode.
No, I was also going to say that catch us on the next podcast. We'll be talking about Bayern Munich and Chelsea in the Champions League. See you guys.
All right, see you guys.